Okay, so we're gonna end the show here today with I don't know how many things I got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 things. Oh, is Necro? Zap 420 sats in. Good morning, ostriches and zappers. End the Fed. Tabernacle. Must be a French fella. Thank you. Thank you for the sats. Okay, so again, we've seen the price. I don't even know what it's at now, but we've been hitting all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. There's lots of hysteria, lots of people talking about it, mostly Bitcoiners, unfortunately. Most people haven't really caught on to what's going on here yet. But I'm just going to share some things that have happened in the last week or so in Bitcoin. 11 things here. So some of them are a little bit quicker, some of them I'll expand on. Let's start with the first one here. I better check them off because I'm going to go out of order here. But the first one is that we had the biggest daily move in history on Monday, November 11th. We had the biggest day in history, in Bitcoin's history, 16 years. Biggest move. I think it was just under $10,000 US. Bitcoin overtook silver by market cap this week. Silver, been around for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. Bitcoin overtook silver in 16 years. MicroStrategy announced they're going to be buying $42 billion worth of Bitcoin over the next 3 years, which by our calculations is $38 million per day flowing into Bitcoin. And they bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin yesterday. Their stock has doubled in the last month, MicroStrategy. At the same time, nobody understands what's happening here. If you listen to like the traditional finance podcasts and shows, nobody knows what's going on here at all. Like they don't comprehend Bitcoin at all, and they especially don't comprehend what MicroStrategy and what Saylor's doing. So that presents a huge opportunity for us here, the people who are here now. Nobody understands it. That's in the TradFi world. And then you have people like Daniel Priestley. Let's see what Daniel had to say on Bitcoin. See if I can find it here quickly. It was a tweet. And it was, I think, yesterday. Right here. Can I bring it up? Why isn't it opening? Okay. I guess we're not going to see it. What the hell? What the hell, Google Drive? You're letting me down here when we need to be moving. I'll have to bring it up on my phone. Okay, here it is. So this is what Daniel Priestley said. I'm going to get shit for this. Bitcoin isn't scarce. Each coin can be sliced 100 million times. There are 21 million coins. That's 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis. That's 262 per person. Each of those would be worth anything you want. It's not linked to anything in the physical world. If it were suddenly deleted from existence, almost nothing would change and no one would notice. Then says, I get it. I have it and made plenty of money off it. Heck, I'll even continue to hodl. But I'm not going to tell fibs about it being a scarce resource. It's a man-made fiction like fiat. Go crazy at me. I mean, I don't have enough time here to explain to Daniel. But he could not be further from reality there. So as Satoshi says, if you don't understand it, I don't have time to explain it to you. So unfortunately, Daniel has Bitcoin. He doesn't get it. But that's the point, is that nobody understands what's happening here in Bitcoin yet. Nobody. That's the opportunity. Yesterday, I saw that Genius Group, an AI firm, they're the latest public company to add Bitcoin as their treasury reserve asset. Genius Group. Haven't looked at their stock, haven't looked at anything to do with them, but they are buying Bitcoin and adding it to their treasury. BlackRock had 700 million in inflows yesterday. 700 million. flowed into IBIT yesterday, one day. I saw that one Bitcoin is now worth more than 1 kilogram of gold. So it overtook silver. I mean, here's the thing for me. You can say whatever you want about the price predictions, the countries adopting, the public companies adopting it. Bitcoin is a much better asset than gold. It's going to be used for many other things, from voting to microtransactions to online payments to private payments to cross-border payments. But comparing it to only gold, it's actually going to catch up to real estate eventually too. But comparing it only to gold, it's going to be $1 million per coin once it catches gold's market cap. It is so far superior to gold, and it has so far to catch up yet. So put aside everything else, just compare it to gold. Bitcoin's worth $1 million per coin. Not my opinion. It's a better option than gold, better store of value than gold, and it's way, way undervalued compared to gold. But one Bitcoin now worth more than 1 kilogram of gold. We also hit a 3.5-year high for Bitcoin's dominance, which means that most people are getting into Bitcoin versus the alts. And this isn't very meaningful, to be honest with you right now, because it's 3.5 years. If this was 4 years, it'd be a different story. So there's a lot of people out there who are still waiting for their alt season to come, and it could. I don't think it will, not to the same extent that it's been anyways. I think MicroStrategy is going to be the new version of the altcoin, but either way, Bitcoin hit a 3.5-year high in Bitcoin dominance. According to Polymarket, there's an 88% chance of Scott Bessent as the Treasury Secretary under Trump. And Scott Bessent is a Bitcoiner. Imagine having a Bitcoiner running the US Treasury. According to Polymarket, the odds of that happening are 88% right now. And Polymarket has been pretty accurate in its predictions, including the election. Polymarket also has a 53% chance that Bitcoin hits 100K this year. 53%, I think that's way undervalued. Underestimated, but still 53% chance it hits 100K. Might hit 100K today. And then the last one that I wanted to share with you today, this is the biggest one. I wanted to save this one for last. Let's bring this one up on the screen. This is from Eric Balchunas. He's been tracking the ETFs for a very long time. Look at this. Juggernaut. IBIT, which is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, has hit the 40 billion asset mark a mere 2 weeks after hitting 30 billion in a record 211 days, annihilating the previous record of 1,253 days held by IEMG. It's now top 1% of all ETFs by assets, and 10-month-old, it is bigger than all 2,800 ETFs launched in the past 10 years. That is insane. Look at that chart. So this is, look at that, look at this. So you can see here, this was IEMG right here. It's the green one. It took 1,253 days to get to 40 billion. And it took IBIT 211 days. So not only is it the most successful ETF launch in history, it's the most successful by a very, very, very wide margin. And if you think Larry Fink is just in this thing for fun, you're out of your mind. Absolutely out of your mind. This thing has been in the works for probably almost a decade between Fidelity, BlackRock, what they've been setting up. They were trashing Bitcoin for a lot of years because they didn't want people to see it. They wanted to get the Bitcoin themselves. And they somehow, magically, I called it a magic trick the other day, but they somehow have accumulated, how much do they even have? 300,000 Bitcoin before the average person even knows what's going on. The average person could have gotten this Bitcoin. This wasn't a shock. It wasn't a shock to anybody. They announced it. They were going to happen within 6 months. It happened. And that was our chance. That was people's chance to get into Bitcoin. That's where everything changed. January 2024, when BlackRock showed up. And unfortunately, the average person is never going to get to 1 Bitcoin now. And the average person might even have a hard time getting 1 million sats now. So I have never been more bullish than I am today. What a show. What a show. We had all-time high. We had 105 people watching in here, plus our good friends in the Zap stream. We had up to 49 in there at one point. Spaceman Zap, 69 sats. Good morning. Thank you.